Welcome back, first grade. I'm so happy to see that you will be doing your shared reading again with me today. We are going to be reading from the book Going to School, written by Margaret Klein, Rachel Griffiths, and Cynthia Benjamin. I am so happy that you will be spending this time with me as we do Unit 2, Module B, Lesson 8. Let's see what our lesson has in store for us today. Won't you follow along with me? Good readers understand that illustrations and details in a text help them identify the main idea or central message. We are going to read to see how the authors of this text use pictures to help readers learn more about the main topic. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to find details and information in pictures to help us understand key ideas in a text. Now let's check out our learning intentions and success criteria. Our learning intention for today says, we are learning to use key details and illustrations in text to demonstrate knowledge of the main ideas and central message. Our success criteria says, you will be successful when you can identify the main topic and central message, understand a story's central message, use text features to learn about a topic, locate key information in a text, identify information from pictures, and tell how information is connected. We are going to be reading from the book Going to School, written by Margaret Klein, Rachel Griffiths, and Cynthia Benjamin. We're going to read pages 10 through 15 of Going to School. Be sure that you follow along with me and read with me. Canada. 8-year-old Levi goes to school in Iqaluit. This town is in northern Canada. From October to May, lots of snow falls there. In the winter, it is dark for most of the day. Levi is Inuit. The Inuit are native people from northern Canada. At school, Levi speaks and writes in Inuktitut, the language of the Inuit. He also understands English. And then I can see there is a picture down at the bottom, and there is some text beside it, and it says, children in northern Canada sometimes ride to school on snowmobiles. Then I can also see at the top we have another illustration, and there's some text underneath it, and that text says, Levi's school is on the coast of Baffin Island in the Arctic Ocean. Levi likes working with computers. Many students in Levi's community use computers in school. Levi's town is many miles from a big city. A computer makes it easy to get information without having to travel to a far-away library or bookstore. And then I can see that we have some more information here, and it says Levi's schoolwork. Levi keeps a journal at school. It is written in Inuktitut. Levi draws pictures in his journal too. And then over here, there is a picture, and it says Levi on the right and his best friend. So over here is Levi, and this would be Levi's best friend. On page 10, I noticed the word native. Did you see the word native highlighted in the text? I did too. The word native means born in a particular place. So Levi would be a native to Canada because he was born in Canada. I also noticed that on page 11, we have the word library highlighted in the text. Did you see that word highlighted in the text? The word library means a place where books, magazines, or other materials are available for people to use or borrow. You probably have a library in your school. I bet you've been a couple of times. Even your classroom might have a library. Ghana. 7-year-old Asiye goes to school in Accra. Accra is the largest city in Ghana, a country in Africa. Asiye loves school, especially drawing and writing. Most of all, she likes learning about the human body. Asiye wants to be a doctor when she grows up. Right now, though, she enjoys being a student because her schoolwork is so interesting. Asiye studies in English, the main language spoken in Ghana. She is also learning French. At recess, Asiye and her friends play clapping games together. And I can see right at the bottom, there is an illustration and it says Asiye Center and her friends in front of their school. So Asiye would be this one right here in the middle. Also, I can see over here that we have a call out that says Asiye Schoolwork. This is Asiye's spelling workbook. Asiye writes French and English words that she is learning. Japan. 10-year-old Daisuke goes to Yowata Primary School in Ogawa, Japan. He spends a lot of time there. In Japan, school begins in April and lasts until the following March. And then I can see right here it says Daisuke's name in Japanese characters. So at Daisuke's school, they would be writing in Japanese. And then down here at the bottom, I can see another illustration and it says Daisuke left and his best friend Yasuki on the right. So this would be Daisuke and this would be his friend Yasaki. And I can see right here on the top of this page is another illustration and it says that's Daisuke's school. Daisuke studies math, social studies, music, and the Japanese language. His favorite subject is science because he loves learning about dinosaurs. When Daisuke grows up, he wants to become a scientist and study dinosaur fossils. And then down here, I can see that Daisuke has drawn a picture of himself with a dinosaur. And it says Daisuke's drawing of a dinosaur. And then over here, it also says Daisuke's schoolwork. This is Daisuke's science book. The red swirls are made by Daisuke's teacher. They tell him that his work is correct. So I can see there's some swirls on the page on his writing that show that he is doing a good job. I bet that your teacher sometimes writes that you did a very good job on your paper too. Boys and girls, I also noticed that we have a new vocabulary word. Did you see the vocabulary word that was highlighted in the text? Yes, on page 15 is the word subject. Subject means an area of knowledge that is studied in school. So when I think about the subjects that we have at our elementary, I think about reading, writing, phonics, math, science, and social studies. And we also have some specials that everybody is fond of too. You probably have PE and music and STEAM. Those are exciting classes to go to. Those would be our subjects in school. Okay, boys and girls, now we've come to the section of our lesson where we need to do some comprehension questions to check our understanding of what we've read today. Are you guys ready? This would be a great place to pause the video and get a paper and pencil so that you can write your answers down. You'll want to write your answers down so that you can share them with your teacher later. You can also pause the video after each question to allow yourself some time to write your answers down. Our first question says, why do you think people in Levi's town do not want to travel far for books and information? So boys and girls, you can use the text that is featured at the top of our page, or we can also use the illustrations. Our next question says, why do you think a CA wants to become a doctor when she grows up? Go ahead and write your answer down. Remember, you can always pause the video to allow time to write your answers. Our last questions say, when do children go to school in Japan? So we might have to go back and look in our text to find the answer. Remember, you can always stop this video and watch it again if you need to go back to find your answers. And it also says, what does Daisuke learn in school? Now we've come to the part where we have your journal writing activity for today. And looks like we're going to be creating a graphic organizer. And I know those are so much fun. So let's read our journal writing prompt to see what we're going to do. But remember, this might be a good place to pause the video and get your writing journal and pencil ready. Our writing prompt for today says, when writing an informative text, good writers use facts and details to tell about their topic. For example, in the story Going to School, the writer wrote about going to school in different countries around the world. They would have first had to gather facts and details about each country they were writing about. When they plan their writing, they often use graphic organizers to help them organize their facts and details. Today, we are going to use a concept web, like the one pictured on the page. Now let's see if we can build a concept web together using the facts and details on pages 10 and 11. We will try to make our model look similar to the example. Okay, boys and girls, we've now come to the page where we're going to do our own concept web, and we're going to do this together. So I would like you, on your journal, to draw a picture of a concept web. You'll need to draw one big circle in the middle and write the word Levi. Then in each of the corners on your journal, go ahead and draw 4 more big circles. That is where we're going to put our facts and details about Levi today. And I've made an example in my journal to show you. So you'll want your journal page to look just like Mrs. Bradley's. See how I've used all the space on my journal? That's what you'll want to do. And now I have lots of room to write my details down. So if you would like to pause the video so that you can draw your own concept web really quickly, then this would be a great place to pause the video. Now we're going to try and fill out our concept web. And I noticed from looking at the example down here that we are looking for information that we can put in each one of the circles. So the first thing I might want to do is write down where Levi is from. Do you remember where Levi lived? Exactly, he was from Iqaluit. And so in this first circle up here, I might write, he lives in Iqaluit, Canada. Or you can just write Iqaluit, Canada if you would like. This would be a great place to pause the video to write that information down. And then on this corner over here, maybe I want to write something about how he gets to school. Do you remember how Levi gets to school, boys and girls? Is there something on page 10 that gives you a clue? I see that snowmobile. Did you see the snowmobile? Absolutely. So we can write, sometimes he rides a snowmobile to school. Or maybe you just want to write the word snowmobile. I know it snows an awful lot where Levi lives. So again, this would be a great place to pause the video to write that down. In that bottom circle, I might want to write about something that he does different in his school than we do. And I remember that Levi speaks in a different language than we do. Do you remember that, boys and girls? Absolutely. In our text, it says Levi speaks and writes in Inuktitut. So I might write in that circle that he speaks and writes in Inuktitut. So this would be a great place to pause the video to write that down. You'll want to make sure that you have all your circles filled in. Now we're to our very last circle. What do you think that we could put in that circle? Well, I know that we wrote something different. What about something the same that he has in his school? Do you remember something that was the same? Yes, he has computers in his school. We have computers in our school. And he also writes in a journal, just like us, just like we're doing now. So that would be a terrific answer to put in that circle. So in this bottom circle here, I might put, he uses a computer and has a writing journal. Or you can write computer and writing journal, just as long as you remember what your details are. And now I see I have got my concept web created. Now I've planned out the details that I want to write about this week. Good job, first grade. Okay, boys and girls, now we've come to the page where we need to check our learning intentions and success criteria. Our learning intention says we are learning to use key details and illustrations in text to demonstrate knowledge of main ideas and central message. Our success criteria says you will be successful when you can identify the main topic and central message. So I know that our book is about going to school. So I'm thinking that is what it's mostly about. So that would be our main topic. Understand the story's central message. So we're figuring that out as we go along, aren't we, boys and girls? We are learning about the different schools. So I'm going to go ahead and put a check mark by that. Use text features to learn about a topic. So did we use the illustrations to help us today and the captions that went with the illustrations? I think we did. So that would be an example of using text features. So I'm going to put a check for that. And then we had to locate key information in the text. So remember, we had to go back to our text to find our answers. And identify information from the pictures. Yes, we sure did. We used those pictures to find our information, didn't we, boys and girls? And then tell how the information is connected. So we did our concept web today to show how all of those things are connected to Levi and his school. So we can put a check mark by that one too. See, you guys did a fantastic job. Way to go, first grade. Boys and girls, we have now come to the end of our lesson. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. I sure had fun reading with you and learning with you, and I hope to see you again real soon. But until I see you again, be sure that you are reading every day to yourself at least 20 minutes so that you can become a better reader. Okay, guys, have an amazing day, and I will see you again next time.